Evening, one and all.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, Miss.
Okay, welcome to.
Miss, where are you?
All right, let me share the screen. Welcome to another PEP performance task. And so we're going to be working with our studio crew and trying to figure out how to do this performance task. Are you able to see the task on the screen?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
All right. John, you want to read what the task is about today?
Yes, Miss. Performing
ahead.
task Tender Heart Flag. Okay, Miss. You are a member of the Tender Heart Club whose mandate is to send peace among students. You want to enter a competition to design a flag for the club. You are a member of Tender Heart Club whose mandate is to spread joy and peace among students. You want to enter a competition to design a flag for the club.
Read it again for me, John.
Okay, Miss. You are a member of the Tender Heart Club whose mandate is to spread joy and peace among students. You want to enter a competition to design a flag for the club.
All right, so Madison, can you read the requirements of the design?
Sure, Miss.
Here
Here are the requirements that the design for the flag should meet. Number 1. The flag should be rectangular and should not exceed 400 centimeters square in area. 2. The flag should include the capital letters T and H somewhere in the design.
Yes.
The size of the letter should be no less than 1/10 and no more than 1/8 the space on the flag.
All right, so you know that I love for us to read our instructions at least 2 times, more if possible. So read it again, please, Madison.
Here are the requirements that the design for the flag should meet. Number 1. The flag should be rectangular and should not exceed 400 centimeters square in area. The flag should include the capital 2. The flag should include the capital letters T and H somewhere in the design. The size of each letter should be no less than 1/10 and no more than 1/8 the space on the flag.
All right. So you are going to be designing a flag. To enter this flag in the competition of the Tender Heart Club, of which you are a member, is having a competition. You're going to design a flag. So there are some requirements. It should be a rectangular flag. It should not be more than 400 centimeters square area. And it have the T and the H for Tender Heart. It's the Tender Heart Club. Must have a capital T and a capital A on the flag. And the size of each of those letters should be no less than 1/10 and no more than 1/8 the space on the flag. Given these requirements, what are some calculations that we have to do now to ensure that we're going to stay within the requirements? What do we need to calculate at this point? Any ideas? Welcome, Antoine. Welcome, Janice. Madison, what are your...
Mrs. Sure, that is in Janine.
Miss, we'd have to find out what numbers we're going to use for the of our flag.
All right, so the constraint is that the area should not exceed 400 centimeters square. So what are the possible dimensions we could have to make sure our area stays within that range?
Miss, 40 by 10.
All right, 40 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Any other ideas? Excuse me. Amari, what dimensions could we use for the flag to ensure that it stays within the limit of the 400 centimeters square? So we're thinking what? We're thinking of a length and a width that when we multiply them, we don't get more than 400. We can get 400 flat, or we can get less than 400. And there are countless pairs of numbers that we could use. We just have to make sure that when we multiply them past 400 centimeters square. So Madison is saying we could use a 40 centimeter for the length and a 10 centimeter width. What else could we use? Just give me some examples. John?
So I'd say 20 for the
Go ahead.
length and 'I'd say 20 for the length and miss for the width I would say like 10, miss.
All right, so 20 by 10. Okay, that could work. What would be the area for that one?
Miss, that would be 200.
200, and that's less than 400, so that could work. Antoine is saying 100 by 4. Right. We'll have to try to be realistic. So this is in centimeters. Antoine, if you think of 4 centimeters, look on your ruler for 4 centimeters. Right. Madison, 20 by 20 could work. Remember, a square is a rectangle. A square is a rectangle. Amari is saying 20 by 10. So 4 centimeters,
Miss, I said that. Miss, I said
would
that.
not be a requirement for a flag because it would be so long, 100 centimeters, and only 4 centimeters. All right, she's saying 30 by 10, that could work. Alyssa is saying 50 by 8, that could also work. All right, so your dimensions, whatever you choose, it's up to you. Amari says 5 by 60. That would multiply to give
Miss,
300.
that was
so
John.
within the range.
Miss, I also agree. Miss, that was John. Miss, was like
I'm seeing Amari.
Miss, the name is Amari.
that's John.
Yes, Miss.
Well, you need to, guys, come on now. Okay, Amari, John. John is saying 5 by 60. All right, those could work. So let's move on then. So each person has decided what their length and width will be. The T and the H, it must be a capital T and a capital H, and they must be somewhere on the design. Now, there's also a constraint for the size of the letters. Each letter must be no less than 1/10 and no more than 1/8 the space on the flag. See, 1/10 of the 400 centimeters square, what's that? What's 1/10 of 400? So divide 400 by 10. 400 divided by 10, so
What's
that's
called
40.
the
Okay, and 1/8 of the 400, 8 into 400, that's 50. So this constraint is saying the capital letter D and the capital letter H, each of them can have an area of 40 centimeters square up to 50 centimeters square. Anything between 40 and 50 centimeters square is fine for the letters that are going to be on the flag. So let us bear that in mind now. So moving on. Okay, so question 3. Amari, can you read question 3, please?
Okay, Miss. Question 3. All three colors of the club, red, gold, and purple, should be represented in terms of space, with twice as much purple as red. Number 3.
Again.
All the colors of the club, red, gold, and purple, should be represented in terms of space, with twice as much purple as red. So it means
All
the
right, so
same
when
amount of red and
no,
purple, Miss?
you should have 2 times the amount of purple as red. Whatever you're gonna put for the red, purple must be twice as big in terms of space.
Okay.
So that's another constraint. So we have to bear all these things in mind, designing our flag. Read part A, please, twice.
Part A, the dimensions of the flag. Number 1, what are the dimensions for the flag for the length and width of the flag? Number 2, what is the area of the flag? Number 3, on the grid provided, draw and label the outline of the flag. Miss, I can't see the rest of it.
It says show all dimensions.
Part A, the dimensions of the flag. Number 1, what are the dimensions for the length and width of the flag? 2, what is the area of the flag? 3, on the grid provided, draw and label the outline of the flag. Show all the dimensions.
All right, so that is the grid that you would be given. And of course, the grid is a plane that has vertical lines and horizontal lines forming little boxes. Based on the ones that you chose earlier, whether you chose 40 centimeters for the length, 10 centimeters for the width, or you chose 20 centimeters for the length, 10 centimeters for the width, whatever length and width, you're going to draw the outline on the grid. So remember, it's a rectangular flag, and usually we draw the length as the vertical horizontal line and the width as the vertical line. So I'm going to actually draw. I'm going to actually draw the flag on the board. And let me see, what am I choosing as my dimensions? I'm going to work with let me see. I'm going to work with the 30, no, 30. I'm going to work with 25 by 10. 25 centimeters by 10. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. So remember, what we're doing here now is to work out. We're going to draw our flag as it would appear on the grid. And we're going to put in our dimensions, and we're going to work out the area and the perimeter. I don't know why I keep switching to that. Hold on, I'm trying to get the board up. Give me a second. All right, so I'm going to clear the board, clear the screen just for the time being, so we can see only the board. All right, so so that's where I'm going to draw my rectangle. So let's pretend that this is the grid. Are you seeing the board clearly, students? Yes, Antoine, you can use graph paper. You seeing the board clearly, John? All right. All right, so this is my flag. This is my rectangle for my flag. All right. What did I say I was going to use? All right, let me use the maximum 40 by 10. That's the maximum I can go. 40 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Now I'm supposed to bear in mind, what did they say for the red and the purple? So it's 3 colors. The red, the purple, and the gold. And the purple should be twice the space as the red. All right. So the purple should be twice the space of the red. So I have 40 centimeters. I can choose any 2 numbers. Just make sure that whatever I choose for the red cloth, the purple is twice that amount. All right, so let's say I'm going to start my red cloth here. I'm going to put 8. So let's say 8. So this is 8 centimeters here. So that means the purple would have to be what? 16, right? So here would be the red. The purple would have to be 16, twice the red. And of course, whatever is left would be the whole. So 8 plus 16, that's 24. So we have another 16 left here for the gold as well. They didn't specify anything for the gold, so it can be any number. All right. All they wanted us to make sure is that whatever space we give to the purple is twice the space of the red. All right, so now we're going to put in our letters. We're going to put in our letters. So we need a H and a T, right? And they gave us constraints for the H and the T. For the area of each of the letters, it can be anywhere from 40 centimeters square to 50 centimeters square, anywhere between that. So let's say we're going to put a T here. So it's a rectangular T block. All right, so tender. All right. So we need to work out for each of these letters that the area that they take up is between 40 centimeters square and 50 centimeters square. So we know that we'd have to work out the area. They are irregular shapes, but we can cut them into rectangular blocks. So I'm just going to draw a dotted line here. So we can cut this off. And I'm going to put in the dimensions that it has to be. In order for it to fit into that constraint, the 40 centimeters square or the 50 centimeters square. All right, so let's say for this part, so if I want the whole thing to be 40, I can say maybe 15 by 2, which would give me 30. And then I can break this up into 10 and 10, or 12 and 12. We just need to make sure it falls within the range. So I can say this length is 15 centimeters, and that's 2 centimeters. So this area will be 30. And then let's say, to get this to be 12, I could say this is 6 centimeters, and that is 2. And this will also be 6 and 2. So the T would satisfy. So the middle part, 15 times 2, that's 30 centimeters square. 6 2 is 12. That's 42. Would that go over? No, that would go over, right? So it has to be 3 times 2 and 3 times 2. So I'd get 6 and 6 to make it 12. All right, are you clear on that? Any questions on how I got the dimensions for the T to make sure that the area was within the 40 centimeter square and the 50 centimeter square? Because remember that constraint was given. Each letter should not be, it should be more than 1/10 of the total area, but not exceeding 1/8. And we had worked out that 1/10 of the 400 centimeters square is 40 centimeters square, and 1/8 of the 400 centimeters square is 50 centimeters square. So for my capital T for tender, if I have a 15 by 2, that's 30, and 3 2 6, and 3 2 6, so that's 42. So that falls within the range. All right, for the H, I can do the same thing. So I'll cut it up into blocks. All right, so let's say I have 8 by 2, that would be 16, plus 16 would give 32. And then I could have maybe 10 by 2. All right, so 8 centimeters, 2 centimeters. So that's 16 for this area. Same dimension here. 8 centimeters, 2 centimeters. That's another 16. That's 32. So I need this block to be at least 8. All right, so I could say 7 by 2. 7 2 is 14. All right, so 32 and 14 would give 46. So that falls within the range. So 7 centimeters and 2 centimeters. And that's my H. So look at the diagram, look at the flag. And of course, you can put in decorations here to personalize your flag. Remember, it's a competition. It's Tender Hearts Club, and the club was formed to promote joy and peace among students. So you could put any design you want on the flag, any design that symbolizes peace and joy and harmony between students. But we made sure that the purple, the space for the purple was twice the space for the red material, and then the gold could have been whatever, but we had to just fill in what was left, which turns out it's the same 16 centimeters. All right, so the area of the purple will be the 16 times 10, which is 160, and the red will be the 8 times 10, which is 80. All right, so let's see what else now we're told that we need to do. All right, so the methods that I chose, I went with the maximum that I was allowed, which was a 40 by 10. Whatever dimension you chose, you would have to make sure that you worked out 1/10 of your area and 1/8 of your area to see what it has to fall within. The range that the letters, the T and the H, has to fall within, and then you just have to manipulate. There are block letters, so they are the capital T and the capital H are rectangular letters. So very easy to just cut them up into smaller blocks and work out what the length and width have to be in order to get that total area that the letters have to be, depending on the dimensions that you chose. Share our screen again and what else we're asked to do. All right, and I'm going to also invite my scholars to come back on screen. Welcome back, guys. So we're asked, what is the area of the flag? And what is the, I should also have the perimeter of the flag. So that we're going to work that as, so that was to be a part of it. So let me just add what are the area and perimeter. So what the area and perimeter. So my dimensions had been 40 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So the area would be the same as the maximum allowed, which was 40 times 10, 400 centimeters square. If you had chosen the 20 by 10, your area would have been 20 times 10, which is 200 centimeters square. If you had chosen the 100 by 4, same thing. If you had chosen any other dimension, just multiply the length by the width to get your area. For the perimeter, now you would have to add the distance around the rectangle. So in my case, for the 40 centimeters by 10 centimeters, it will be 40 plus 40 plus 10 plus 10, which is 100 centimeters. Let's say you had chosen 20 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So it will be 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10, which is 60 centimeters. All right, and the dimensions that you chose. Tell me your area and perimeter. Madison, what were your dimensions?
Miss, mine was 20, sorry, not 20, 40 times 10, and my area was 400, and my perimeter is 100.
All right. John?
Miss, I think it was Miss, it was 50 times 5. Okay, Miss.
50 times 5.
And the
So
area.
what was your area? Hold on, Amari, if you chose 50 centimeters by 5 centimeters, what was your area?
Wait, Miss, sorry, Miss. 5 times 6, Miss. Huh? I mean, sorry. No, it was 24 times 5. Oh. No, it was 50 times 5. Oh, yeah.
50 times what?
Miss, 50 times 50 5. Times 5.
So I'm asking, what is that?
Miss 52. Sorry.
What my colors, you're supposed to be working it out with me, you know. Whatever dimensions you choose, you are to be working out your thing while I'm working my thing.
Miss, I got 250.
250 centimeters square. And what was your perimeter?
Miss.
So it will be the 50 plus 50 plus 10.
Miss was 50 times 5.
No, that's the area. So what was the perimeter?
Yes, Miss. Miss perimeter.
The distance around it. Antoine is saying here chosen 40 by 10. The area was 400 centimeters square and its perimeter was 100 meters. Remember, area is in centimeters square and the perimeter is just centimeters. So John, waiting, what was your perimeter?
Miss, oh wait, Miss my area. Well, Miss, I said 50. Miss, I said 60 times 5. The area is 300, Miss, and the perimeter would be 130.
What were your dimensions?
Miss 5 times 60. Miss 60.
5 times what?
Miss 5 times 60.
60 times 5.
Yes, Miss.
And your area was what?
Miss 300.
300 what?
300 centimeters squared.
And what was your perimeter?
Miss, my perimeter was 130 centimeters.
All right, so 60 plus 6, that's 120 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, so 130 centimeters. Alyssa is saying she chose her dimensions were 50 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Her area was 400 centimeters square, the maximum, and her perimeter was 50 plus 50 plus 8 plus 8, which is 116 centimeters. That's correct. Janice chose 30 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Her area 100 centimeters squared, and her perimeter was 30 plus 30 plus 10 plus 10, which is 80 centimeters. All right, so everybody is on board with that. All right, so let's see what else asked to do. Remember, the performance task will have several sections, and we have to just carefully work our way. So it's the design of the flag on the same grid, design flag, putting in the colors, letters, and any other feature you would like. All right, so we have done that. So now All right, Madison, can you read part C, please? Twice.
Part C, the cost of the flag. You have been selected as the winner of the competition. You will help in purchasing the material for your flag. You will work with a budget of $200,000. Here is the cost of the material. Red cloth, $300 per square meter. Purple cloth, $324 per square centimeter. Gold cloth, $450 per square centimeter. Part C, the cost of the flag. You have been selected as the winner of the competition. You will help in purchasing the material for your flag. You will work with a budget of $200,000. Here is the cost of the material. Red cloth, $300 per square meter. Purple cloth, $324 per square meter. Gold cloth, $450 per square centimeter.
All right, so we have to remember each color is gonna be sewn from a different color cloth, right? We're not going to be printing the flag. We're actually stitching red cloth and purple cloth and gold cloth. And each of the material, they have a different cost per centimeter square. So on my flag that I drew, my dimensions for the red were 8 by 10, which is 80. And the purple was 16 by 10, which is 160. And the gold was also 16 by 10, which is also 160. So for each of those, I'm going to have to work out the cost of the material. The material is sold in centimeters square, and these units are centimeters square. So for my red, it will be 80 times $300. And that would be $24,000. For the purple as well as the gold is 160 centimeters square. So the purple cloth is $324 per centimeter square. So it would be the 160 times 324, which is $51,840. And the gold cloth is $450 per centimeter square. And my gold cloth is 160 centimeters square. So that's 160 times the 450, and that's $72,000. So when I add those up, the $72,000 for the gold cloth plus the $51,840 for the purple cloth plus the $24,000 for the red cloth, that's $147,840 for all three pieces of material. Now, you have to work out, remember, each person's flag is going to be different. So based on how you cut up your flag in terms of where the red will go, where the purple will go, where the gold will go, you need to work out the area of each section, the red section, the purple section, the gold section, making sure that the area of the purple section is twice the area of the red section. That's important. And then you would multiply each of those by the cost of each cloth. Each cloth is a different cost per centimeter cube. So my total is $147,840. So that was the next question. How much money will the material for your flag cost? Okay. Two examples of persons who are chosen. Did you cut up your flag and assign dimensions to the red and purple and gold section, making sure that the purple was twice the area of the red? Did you actually do that? Did any scholar do that? Nobody did? Do you understand what you would have had to do? So it's a rectangular flag. It's very easy to just cut it into rectangular sections and just make sure that whatever size you give to the red, you double that for the purple.
Excuse me, Miss.
Yes, John?
Miss, would the total weight be 288?
All right, so let's see. Read that question for me, John.
Okay, Miss. Number 2. The club has decided to make 6 flags to be put in
Strategic
in
place.
strategic places. Each flag weighs 48 grams. What would be the total weight of the flags? Number 2. The club has decided to make 6 flags to be put in strategic places. Each flag weighs 48 grams. What would be the total weight of the flags?
And you're saying, what did you get for that?
It's about 288.
288. What did you do to get that?
Miss,
288 what?
Miss,
288 what unit? Don't forget your units.
288 centimeters squared.
Centimeters square?
No, sorry, Miss. Miss
Is that the
228.
unit we're using right in for this question?
No, Miss, we're using grams. Miss, it would be
Grams.
288 grams.
Okay, so 288 grams. You got that by doing what?
Miss, I got that by multiplying the 6 flags times 48 grams.
All right, so, okay, that's correct. Madison is saying she got 288 grams as well. All right, so what else is required? Amari, can you read that, please? I believe this is the last section.
Okay, Miss. If a small box can carry 2 kilograms and a medium size
A little louder, please.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, go ahead.
If a small box can carry 2 kilograms and a medium sized box can carry 3 kilograms, which would be the better box to get for the finished flags? Show all your working. If a small box can carry 2 kilograms and a medium sized box can carry 3 kilograms, which would be the better box to get for the finished flags? Show all your working.
Okay, so what we're gonna do for this one?
Miss, we're going to convert 288 grams that we got in the last question to kilograms.
You're going to convert the 288 grams to kilograms, and you would get what? How do we do that conversion? John? How do we do that conversion?
Miss, I'm relatively rusty on the conversion thing. So, Miss, you do you okay. Miss, you do your grams thing, Miss. Oh, Miss, you do kick him down, man. Don't commit murder. But kick him down, gram.
How that go, John? How that go? Kick down,
Miss, kick
man.
him down. Miss, kick him. Miss, kick him
Kick
down,
him
gram.
down, man. Don't forget
No,
what?
Miss. No, Miss, kick him down,
Don't
man.
commit
Don't
murder.
commit murder.
Oh, down, man. Don't commit murder. Tell us what that's all about.
Miss, Miss, the first one is kilogram, miss. The next one will be heptagram, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Decagram, and the next one would be gram, miss. And then you go down to decam. Miss, I don't really know the second. Miss, the next D. Miss, but I know the
Mm-hmm.
rest. Miss, the next one will be
Decigram.
yes,
Um,
decigram.
Uh-huh.
And the next one
And what
would be
else?
miss. The next one would be about
Centi.
yes, miss,
Centigram.
centigram. And the next one will be milligram.
Okay. So kick him down, man, don't commit murder. All right. So with all of that, where does that leave us now in terms of help us to convert the 288 grams to kilograms?
Miss, on miss, you go from the G to the K, miss, and miss, I got three. So I got three zeros. Miss, will be
You got
288. Miss, I got miss, I got
288 grams to
times
kilograms.
yes, miss. That would be
Are
times
we
a
are
thousand.
we multiplying by something? Are we dividing by something?
Miss, we're multiplying. Miss, we're multiplying
We're
288.
multiplying the grams by what?
Miss by 100. Miss, sorry, miss by 1,000.
All right, so that would be the K and the M. That would be the from the kick him down man. So that's from the K to the M. That's 3 spaces, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, him down man. All right, so 3. So are we multiplying or dividing?
Miss, we're multiplying.
We're moving from the gram kilogram.
Yes,
So we
uh,
don't multiply, we divide.
yes, miss. Miss, that would be 0.200. Miss, 0.288 grams.
Okay, 0.288 grams. That's the weight of the kilograms. 0.288 kilograms is the weight of the flag. All right. So John, which of the two boxes would be the better?
Miss, I would say miss, the 3 kilograms.
The 3 kilograms. Why?
Miss, because that carries more flags.
As what?
It's because that well, miss, because that can weigh more flags than it and 2 kilograms. Miss.
You're saying more, so you're going with that.
Yes,
Um, as I was saying, to change from grams to kilograms, we multiply by 1,000. No, Alice, we
absolutely.
divide grams to kilograms, we divide by 1,000. Madison is saying she chose the 2 kilogram box. Madison, why did you choose that box?
this because we established that 288 grams is 0.288 kilograms. So those 2 kilograms is closer to the 0.288 than the 3
Okay.
kilograms.
It is, isn't it, John?
Miss, what
As
did
a
you say?
matter of 0.288 is not even close to 1 kilogram.
Miss.
It's 0.2. That's just over a quarter, right, of a kilogram. So
Yes,
it's closer to the 2 kilogram. It's the 2 kilogram would be able to hold much more. When we put the 6 flags in, it still don't reach the capacity yet. The capacity there. So we definitely don't need the 3 kilogram box.
yes, miss.
All right. So we have complete task. Our task was design the flag, and we actually designed it, and we were chosen. Whichever flag you designed, it was the winner because we are all winners, aren't we? The PEP exam, the performance task, is a very personalized task in many respects. Everybody is given the same instructions, but you are given options. And based on your options, your answer might be completely different from the other answers that students will give, or within a range. So there might be a set number of possible answers, right? But sometimes the answers are just infinite. It's all up to you. It depends on the question. You choose. And in this case, we were given the choice. We were given the constraints, though, to say, okay, don't make it past 400 centimeters square. We were also given constraints in terms of the space that we give to the three colors of the Tender Heart Club: the red, the purple, and the gold. We were told, whatever design you choose for your flag, just make sure that the space that you give to the purple is twice the space that you give to the red. The gold, you can fill it with any space that's left. And we did that. We were also given constraints as to the size of the letters. Capital T for tender and capital H for heart. We were told, make sure they are capitalized and make sure that they can be bigger than 1/8 the size of the flag. Sorry, bigger than 1/10 the size of the flag, but not bigger than 1/8 the size of the flag. And so the first three things that we had to work out was, one, what are the dimensions that we're going to choose for our rectangular flag? What will be the length? What will be the width? It was up to each person. All we had to make sure is that when you multiply the width, you did not get more than 400. You could get 400 as your maximum, but not more. So if somebody had chosen like 30 centimeters by 20 centimeters, you know, they would lose marks big time, because that would be 600 centimeters square for the area that's way over 400. Or if they had chosen 25 centimeters for the length and 20 centimeters for the width, they would lose points big time, because that when we multiply that, that's 500 centimeters square, way over the maximum limit of 400. So that was the first thing we had to make sure, that whatever we chose for the dimensions, for the length and width, when we multiplied them, we got 400 or less centimeters square. The next thing we had to work out was what was 1/10 of our area. Whatever area we got was 1/10 of that. And what was 1/8 of that? Because we had to make sure that the letters were within that range. And then, since the TH, they are capitalized, they are block letters, it was very easy for us to just cut them up into smaller rectangles and choose dimensions for those and make sure that they fit within the range. Not bigger than this, but bigger than that, right? So that was the first three things that we did. And then we were told the cost of each of the material. They had different costs. We worked out based on the area that we got for each material. We multiplied that by the cost of the material, and we got our answers, and we added them up to get the total cost of our flag. And finally, the task was, which of the boxes are we going to choose for the flags? Now the flags are light, right? 288 grams. And we skipped a step. The 388 Let me go back to that. Remember, John, the 288. Oh, so it's 6 flags and each one was 48 grams, right? So we multiply the 48 grams by the 288. And then we said, okay, which box? So the smaller box, because it can hold up to 2 kilograms, and the 288 grams converted to kilograms is just 0.288 kilograms. So we definitely did not need, we don't even need that box, but given the options, that's the better box. So we are done with our task. And I always remember that the performance task, even though it's a mathematical performance task, you will see a good amount of writing. You will see the sentences coming at you, and you have to be willing to read through, to plow through them bit by bit and pick out the important information, underline it. I would suggest when you get a performance task, read through the entire paper without even working anything out. Just read through the entire paper, get the gist of it, what you're going to be needing to do, and then go back over it again, this time with your fine-tooth comb. Underline the important numbers, underline the important constraints, your restrictions. If they are saying no more than this, no less than that, or make sure to do this, or make sure to include that, underline those things. And I would suggest, because you're given enough time, read it a third time. Complete every task, follow every instruction, and make sure you get all your marks. Every bit of the task is a different mark. And so if you leave some parts out, you're not going to get your full marks. If you're asked to choose between, if they're saying, okay, here are 2 sections, only do 1. That's what you should do, only do 1. If you do them both, you're not going to get extra marks. Don't tell yourself, oh, if you do the 2 of them, I'm going to get extra marks. That's not how it works. They are going to mark the first one that you do. So if you did the second one better than the first one, you're going to get a poor grade, because the first one that you do is the one they're going to mark. They will not mark the 2 of them and give you extra marks for it. So don't waste your time and energy. It's better to choose one, choose the one that you think you can do better, and put your energy and time into that to ensure that you get your full marks for that. Sometimes you're going to be asked to explain your reason for making a choice. Why did you choose this one as opposed to the next? And you must be able to explain yourself. Sometimes you have to even go in a little detail, explain, don't hold back. Because even if it's a case and you can explain logic why you chose another answer, you can get some marks. You might not get the full marks, but you will get some marks because you showed that you are reasoning it out and you had a logical reason for choosing, even though the answer was wrong. So don't ignore those questions that say, explain why you chose that answer. Be confident and explain why you chose it. You might get some marks even if your answer is wrong. So remember, tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow, John? Tomorrow being Thursday, day is set aside for what?
Miss for a PEP, miss?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Monday we have our performance stars. Tuesday our ability test. Wednesday is the performance again.
Listen to cricket talk.
All right, so tomorrow, you're saying something?
Don't worry, miss.
All right, so we're going to have our critical thinking. Our
Miss,
critical
that's so
thinking,
miss.
and then on Friday we'll have our curriculum-based tests. So make sure that you catch all the classes and cover all your bases. So I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and feel free to join me in studio where you can be more in helping me to sort out these problems. So scholars, thank you for taking the time to stay with me, and I will see you in the next live video. All right, so say your goodbyes, say your good nights, and I wish you beautiful sleep, beautiful rest.
Night, everyone.
Yes. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.